Hi everyone, welcome back to a new video. Today we are going to see a new question from top interview 150 of lead code, and the question name is threesome, which is also a two pointers question, and this is a medium level question. In this we will be having a scenario where we will have to get the elements from the array, and we need to check if those three triplets can form the equal target or not, and then we need to return the triplets according to that. So now let's move on to the problem description, where we will discuss this question in detail. Now let's see the problem description. As I gave an overview, okay, so we will be given an array. Now I told that we will be given a target, okay, so the target here is basically 0. In every condition, what we need to do here is we need to check if the three numbers or the triplet that we are forming, they are summing up to 0 or not. Okay, now we cannot repeat the same index value. Now let's say I have, okay, -2, okay, and 1 0 and -1. Now in order to get a 0 from this, what I can do, I can do -2 1 1, right, and the other one that we have is 1 0 -1. That is the other case, but now here we have this case. We cannot do that, but okay, why? Because we need, in order to get the triplet, what we have been given a condition that the I should not be equals to j, the I should not be equal to k. In the same way, j is not equals to k. So we need to take into consideration that we are not taking the values from the same index. Now this is one condition. Also, the triplets that we are forming, it should not be same. Now let's say I have a triplet, okay, 1 -1 0. In the same way, I am having 0 1 and -1. Now these both will form the same triplets, right? Both of them are summing up to 0, but they will form the same triplets. So I cannot take both of them. I will be returning only one as the answer, okay, one triplet as the answer. Now we went through the question, right? We have let's see once again. So the array nums will be given. We need to return all the three triplet, return all the triplets. This will be like this, as such that the indexes are not equal and the numbers will add up to 0, right? Now the other thing is we need to notice that the solution set must not contain duplicate triplets, okay. So this is one thing. Now let's see here, okay, let's see this example. Now we have this -1, right, we have this 0, we have 1. These three will sum up to 0, right? In the same way, I can have this 0 1 and -1 again, but that will be a repeated triplet, so I cannot do that. Now the other triplet that I can have is, I have a -1 here. In the same way, I have 2 and -1 again, so I can get a new triplet out of that, right? So I can have this as a new triplet. So I will be returning these both as the answer, okay. So now we know what we have to do in this question, right? So now the basic thing, or what we can say, the first thing that we will be thinking about, or the first thing that will come to our mind, which will be the brute force approach, will be like, we have the condition specified. We cannot repeat the same indexes. So let's say if I am starting a loop, right, if I am starting from ith index and I am having another iteration, it will start, let's say it is j, so it will start from I plus 1 or some index which is not equals to I, right? And in the same way, if I am having k, it will start from j plus 1 or any index that is not equals to I and not equals to j, right? So what we can do here is, in the brute force, we will have a loop. In that, we will start from 0 and we will go till less than n minus 2, right? And then we will have j, which will start from I plus 1 and we will go till less than n minus 1, right? Why am I going till less than n minus 2 here? Because j will be going till n minus 1, right? If it is going till less than n minus 2, so it will be going till n minus 2 or less than n minus 1. And if we are having let's say I am going till less than n only, then these will go out of bound, right? So in order to avoid that and get all the required conditions, we are performing that. Okay, so now we will have a k which will start from j plus 1 and it will go till less than n, right? And inside this, what I will check, if let's say we have nums as the array, so we will check that nums of I plus nums of j plus nums of k is equals to 0 or not. If it is equals to 0, then we will take a result and we will append the three values in that, right? Append or add according to a language. So we will add those three, like nums of I, nums of j and nums of k in the as an array or as a subset or a triplet. Okay, so it will be a 2D array that we will be returning from this output. Okay, the output returned will be a 2D array, the result will be the outer array. Okay, and the triplets will be the array inside the result array. Okay, so now we have this as an output. Out of the out of these loops, out of this loop of what I will do here is I will return the result as the answer. Now what I am doing here, I am having one loop, right, and I am starting another loop. Again I am running three loops, right? That means the time complexity I am having here is O of n cube. Now this is not a feasible time complexity, right? Means it will take a lot of time to operate, or and if we have large arrays, right, when there are many values in the array, this will not work. Okay, so now how to optimize this? Okay, so if we see in this properly, so let's see here, this j that I am starting, if I am starting from I plus 1, and let's say this k that I am having, I am moving from the other end of the array, then also kind of it will work. What I mean by that is, now let's say we will see the optimal approach now. Okay, so let's see the optimal approach. Now let's say I have this array, the array that we saw in this -1 0 1. Let's take 2 here. 2 -1 -4. Now we have this array, right? This is nums. Let's say I have I here, j is starting from here, and k we are starting from here. We know that the target will always be equals to 0, right? Now what I have here is -1. Okay, let's try to understand this. I have a -1 here, and when I will add j in this, what I will be getting here is -1. If I am adding this, there will be no change, right? Now my main focus here will be, I am having a sum of -1 already, and if I want to turn it into 0, then I will be searching for a negative value, right? Means if I am having -1 here, I will be searching for a +1 in order to change this into 0, right? So now let's say I have an unsorted array. If I start iteration from here, I will have to iterate in the entire array from back to the front, right? Because I don't know where this one can lie, right? And the other thing that other problem that I will have is, means the indexes will be exceeding this I and j, because now let's say I am having -1 here. If it was here, okay, and this one was here, and possibility was that I can take that one. So what would happen, there will not be any like the working of the iteration will not be a proper one, right? What will happen, I will have to iterate k from the end to the start every time and check, so it will not be like efficient. So in the beginning only what we can do, if I know, right, if I am having, let's say I will sort it out, okay? So 2 minus 1 minus 4, right? This is not there. Now let's say I am having pointer here, the other pointer is here, this is k, this is I, and this is j, right? So what I do here is, my I is at 0, I start the iteration from here and I check, right? Means I will do minus 4 minus 1, it will give me minus 5. Now in order to convert this into 0, I will be searching for a plus 5, right? So I will use these both to, like these both to iterate, okay? So if my sum, right, if my sum of these both is, what I can say here is, if the sum is minus 5, I will be searching for plus 5 here, and I will check if the k, the like value at k is greater than the target required or not, right? If let's say it was 6, then there was a possibility of 5 here, right? Now the 5 is not 2 is lesser than 5, which means that 5 will not be available, right? So what I can do here is, I can avoid the extra iterations, right? I can like, if the target is, I am not having the required target, right, I can simply move, because if I am not having if I am having minus 5 here, 5, and I am having the last value as 2 only, 5 will not exist in the array, so it is not useful, right? So what I can do, I can simply move my I to further, right, one index forward. Now what will happen, let's say I am on minus let's write again. So I am on this index and my j is at this index, and again k will be from here only. Now what we will check, we will check if minus 2 we are having and plus 2 we are having is equals to 0 or not. Yeah, we are getting a proper answer. So what we will do, we will add this in our answer, okay? Now again what we have to do, again I guess I missed something, right? I have missed one here. So what we will do here is, now we already got an answer, right? So after that, in the next iteration, again I will start from, like I will be moving one step forward every time, okay? So now what we will see is 1 2, so I will move here and my k will be here and j will be here. What I am getting here is minus 1, so I have to look for a plus 1, and since we are at 2, which means 1 can exist, so what we can do here is, we can like move backwards 1, so we will do k minus 1 and we will bring our k to here. So what I can see is 1 is already existing, so I got one more array, or I can get one more triplet, which is minus 1 0 1. So now I have iterated in the entire array and I have got the required result, right? So I can return this as the result, and like this is how we can use. Here what we are doing, we are iterating in the entire array once, and then for like adding up the values and getting the sum equals to the target, we are using two pointers, so that the two loops that we were using here, these two loops got reduced to one, okay? So the time complexity we used here is, first we sorted the array, right? Sorted the array. So for that the time complexity will be O of n log n, right? After that I got one more, like I iterated using two loops, right? So for that what will happen, it will be O of n square. So the like overall time complexity that we can say here is O of n square. So we reduce the time complexity, right, from O of n cube to O of n square. Now let's move on and see how to implement this in the form of a pseudocode. So now as we saw, what we will do, let's say we sorted the array. Okay, so first step will be sorting the array. So let's sort that. Now as we saw, we will have a result, so let me declare that. And after that what we saw here was we will be iterating, right, using a loop. And let's say I am using I for that. It will start from 0 and it will go till n minus 2 only. Why? Because we are having 2 more pointers which are working, right? So for that we will go till less than n minus 2. Now after that what we will have, now here let's say I am having n minus 2. So my j will be starting and it will start from I plus 1 every time. Also I have a k which will be starting from n minus 1 every time, right? After this what I have to do, let's say I take a target here, and now what we were seeing here was I was adding up this both, right? Now instead of that what we can do here is, let's say we will use this example only, minus 1 0 1 2. Okay, so now we are having these both and we are starting from here. So now my target, if I say okay, this value that I am having, and what I will do here is I will let's say my target is 0, and in this 0 what I will do, I will, so if the target is 0, I will subtract that from the 0, right? Because why am I saying that? Now let's say if I have 5 as the target, and I have 1 2 3. Okay, so in order to check that if I can get the rest of the values, I will be subtracting this 1 from there, right? So here what I will do, I will subtract this. Okay, now what do I have? I have 0 minus 1 which is 1. So my target will be 0 minus the nums of I. Okay, so this will give me a target, and what I will do here is I will equate with the sum of these both, j and k. Okay, and what we can do further is we can use this to increment and decrement the values of j and k like we did before also. Okay, this will give us a scenario where we will have a continuity. Okay, so what you can do here is we can subtract that from 0. Okay, now what we will check, if now we have declared these values, fine, but the thing is we have been told that we cannot repeat the triplets. Okay, so now if I am having minus 1 and minus 1 here, okay, so if these both are same, I can get a, like, if I am starting from here, okay, and then the thing is if I am again, my I will move from here and I will be searching for these 3 values only again. So what will happen, this triplet will repeat. So in order to avoid that, what I can do here is I will check that the nums at I, okay, is not equals to I minus 1, then I will move forward. And for the first condition I need to move forward. So what I will check here is if I is equals to 0, or if I is equals to 0, then I will move forward with my while loop, whatever I am using. Otherwise, if it is greater than 0, then we need to compare one more thing, that my nums of I is not equals to nums of I minus 1. Okay, this is a very important condition, because if you remove this if loop, like if condition, then what will happen is you will get the answer, okay, but you will get repeated answer, or you will get repeated triplets. Like in this case there is a possibility of 2 same triplets, right, minus 1 0 1 minus 1 0 1. So we cannot return that, and in order to avoid that, you can do one thing. If we are having a condition where I is greater than 0, and here what is happening, like I is becoming greater than 0, I am coming here and I am seeing this is also equal, this is also equal. Now if I am having such condition, then there is no need to again go inside the while loop, because I will be getting the same triplet again. So in order to avoid that, I will be checking this condition, and after that only I will be going inside the while loop. So now what I will do, if this condition is becoming true, I will start the while loop. Now I will have a j and k. This will be going, j will be going till less than k. And now what we will do, like in a binary search, or in the way what we are doing, we will check for equals, right? So we will check if nums of nums of j plus nums of k equals the target that we have here, right? So in that case, we will append our result. I declared res, I guess. Let me change it here over there. Result dot append. So I will be appending the nums of I. In the same way, this j will come and this k will come. Okay, so after this I will check if, now let's say else if the value, okay, nums of j plus nums of k is becoming greater than the target. What I mean by that is, now let's say I am having -1, okay, so if I am doing 0 minus minus 1, I will be getting 1 here. So I will be searching for 1 after that, right? And if I am starting the iteration from here and here, so what I will get? I will get -1 plus 2. So I will be getting a 1 here, right? So after that, now let's say we have a condition, okay, where just in case, let's start from here. So I am having 0. So 0 minus 0 will be giving me 0 only, and I will have 1 plus 2, which will be giving me 3, right? Now if my target becomes greater than the if my value or the sum becomes greater than the target that I am having, here the target is 0, right? So 0 is lesser than 3, so I need to move this k pointer backwards, right? Because there is a possibility, like there can be a -1, there is a possibility, right now in this condition it is not possible, but there can be a possibility that if I move backwards, I can get a value, right? So for that, if my nums of j plus k will become greater than the target, then what I will do, I will do k minus equals to 1, okay. Otherwise, if it is if the value is becoming lesser than, then I will move my j forward, okay. So this is how we will be iterating our j and k, and out of all the loops, like the while and whatever the loops we have, now this if and else is fine, okay. Now there is one more condition that we need to check here, okay. Inside this, what we have to check here is, now the other condition that we will check is, okay, so let me bring out a scenario. Now I have -1, 0 and 1, okay. I am starting from here and the other pointer is here and here. Now in this condition, what is happening, I am getting a value here and this is here. Now if I am again, let's say I have one, 2 or 3 more values, okay, in the same way, so there is no value of iterating and checking again, right? I will be checking it again and again if these values are not same or not. And the thing is, if I am having -4 -1s, okay, so there is no need of again comparing this, because what I am searching for is -1, 0 and 1, right? I don't need to check check condition for each of them every time. So what I can do is, again we will start the iteration, okay. This will make our program, this will help us program to become optimized, okay. So we will start from while, and we will go from j to less than k, and what we will check here is, the nums at j condition, or like at the jth index, is equals to nums of j plus 1. Okay, so we will simply increment the value, because there is no need of again checking for the same value. Okay, so again what I will do, in the same way I will do for k also. Okay, while j is less than k, if nums of k is equals nums of k minus 1, I will simply bring it back. Okay, means one step backward, and out of this loop, now every time I am checking. Okay, so now I am having minus 1 minus 1 minus 1 minus 1. Okay, now let's say this is my array, and I know that this after, like I am not having any more ones, right? And even if I am having, this is not, like this is not useful, because the answer that I will be getting will not be, will be a simple like similar triplet from the like the previous one. So it is not, uh, we don't need that anymore, right? So in the same way what we will do, we will be moving back forward, like moving backward in the case of this k, and forward in the form of this k j, right? Now the other thing that we need to notice, like I started the iteration from here, then I moved here, I came here, I need to start the other j from here, right? Means this j will only check till here, right? So after that what I will do, I will increment my j outside once, and k I will decrement once, and then we will check for these conditions. Okay, so this you need to keep in mind, right? Why am I saying this? Why do we need this part of the code? Because this code can work, okay, but this will be like very heavy, it will become very inefficient in a way that you will be, if we are having the similar values again and again, it will be checking again for that same value, and we don't need that, right? So in order to avoid that, what we can do, we can reduce the number of iterations using this. So now let's move on to the code editor, and we will write that code here, code there, and it will become more clear for you what we are doing there. Okay, so now let's move on to the code editor. So let's see the code now. First what we will do, we will sort the array as we saw in the approach. Now after this what we will do, we need to go till the n minus 2, right? So let me declare the n here. N will be length of nums. Now we will have a result which will be storing the result. So we will start a loop for I in range of, we will start from 0 and we will go till less than n minus 2, right? So now we have that. After that what we will do, we will have a condition, right? If I is equals to 0 and I is greater than 0 and not or I is greater than 0 and nums of I is not equals to nums of I minus 1. Now I can declare the like rest of the j and k outside also, but it will be only required when this condition will become true, right? So let's declare that inside only. So we will start j from I plus 1 and k will start from n minus 1, right? After that we will have a target value also, so let's get that. So it will be 0 minus nums at ith index, right? So we have that. Now let's start the iteration. So we will go till less than k. After that we will check if nums at j plus nums at k is equals to the target, then what we will do, we will take the result and in that we will append we will add a bracket, right? We will add 2d, it will become 2d array. So for that we will do, we will add the entire triplet. Okay, so nums of I, nums of j and nums of k. So this is our array. Now after this what we have to do, we will be iterating inside this. Out of this condition we will again check, right? If like we will be iterating from less than k. Now we will check if nums of j is equals nums of j plus 1, then we will increment the value by 1 of j, right? In the same way we will go for k also. If nums of k is equals nums of k minus 1, then I will decrement the value of k by 1. Out of this I will increment only once, right? So that we can get to the right index. After this, what we will do, we will check the condition, right? Else if, so this will be inside this. Inside this only we will iterate, right? If we have already got the target, then we will check if the upcoming values are also equal or not, then only we will go for this iteration. If we are not able to find the value, then if I am incrementing the if I am moving forward with the j and k, then there is a possibility that an eligible candidate can be skipped or it will get skipped. So to avoid that, we will be checking only when we have the value or the value that is equal to the target. Okay, now if this is less than the sum, then what we will do, we will increment the value of j by 1, and if it is greater, that will come in the else condition, we will decrement the value of k by 1, and out of this loop we will return the result. Now let's try to run this. Okay, we will check target here, right? Sorry. So the error that I am getting here is due to this. Okay, so my loop that is iterating, actually it should iterate. I am checking the condition like again and again, so I can avoid that. Let's try that. Okay, this will only iterate if j is less than k and this is equal. Okay, in the same way let's check for this also. Now let's try to run it again. So the sample test cases are passed. The problem that we were seeing here is like we were iterating for j and j is less than k, and we were checking for the condition if the condition is becoming equal, then only we will increment. So it was getting inside this loop, but what was happening was we were getting stuck inside this loop, right? Because the j value was not incrementing only, and therefore we were stuck inside that loop and we were not moving forward. As a result, we were getting time limit exceeded. So now let's submit the code. So the sample test cases are passed and the code has also been accepted. That's it for today, guys. Thank you for watching. I hope you found this video helpful, and in case if you have any doubts, let me know in the comments. And if you found this video helpful, please share it with your friends also. And in order to continue with me in this coding journey, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit the bell notification so you will be notified every time I post a new video. Thank you for watching.